Hey everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. I'm looking a little blue. I'm looking a little, yeah, is my face a little blue today? Yeah, see ya. I know Sway Venom 6672 Julian is out of here. Don't worry about it. Go to work. Gotta bring home the bacon. Gotta make the money. All right, so hello, world. It's Friday morning for me. My voice might be a little bit lower than usual. It's dropped down an octave because I've got a little bit of a cold today, but I'll be okay. I'll try not to cough on you. If I need to hack up a lung, I will turn off the microphone so that I'm not coughing right into your ear. You guys think I look a little tired? Well, I think I don't actually look this blue in real life. Yeah, not quite this vampire-like. Yeah, but I do have a little bit of a cold. And yes, and you think I should take a nap? Yeah, I think so too. Well, yeah, you guys want to wait around for a bit? I'm going to go take a nap. I'll be back in an hour or two. Okay, just you sit here. All right. Oh, and I'm getting some birthday wish. Thank you very much for your my birthday wishes. Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday. And somebody used a good term, a good expression in the chat. They said, "Happy belated birthday." Happy belated birthday. But yeah, lots of people in the chat. Some regulars, of course. John Vidal is there. Rose is there. French Leo, Abdul Manan, Thrishara, Steve Lynn, Victor. All of the usual suspects. If it's your first time, if you're new, tell us so in the chat. I always like to see who is new. First timers. Zainab is here. Milena is here. All right. Good to see you. And yes, it is. If it's not Ramadan yet, it is almost Ramadan. Absolutely. Natalie White Plume, it's your first time? Well, welcome. Jacqueline's from Brazil. Cool. All right. Yeah, lots of people from all over the world. If you're new, if I haven't said so already, I am Shaun, and I'm going to be your teacher for the next hour or so. It's Friday morning for me. I am live in Vancouver. I'm at the studio at the Canadian College of English Language in downtown Vancouver, hanging out, drinking some coffee, and we're going to do a little bit of an English lesson, okay? Anemia Lopez is saying hello. Hello to you. And Sarah is new. Well, welcome. All right, so anybody who's new or anyone who doesn't know, this level is, this lesson rather, is at the intermediate level. Okay, sometimes I push it a little bit near the end, and we look at a little bit higher level stuff from time to time. But yeah, this is French Leo's he's ready for the mistake of the week already. That's good. I like that. You just have to wait about 55 minutes, I think. So we're at the intermediate level, kind of that middle level where sometimes students feel they kind of get stuck at that level. Lots of things to learn. And even students that go above that level, sometimes there are little gaps in what you know and little mistakes that you make because of things that you missed or did not correct at the intermediate level. So the intermediate level, that middle level, is really important, okay? Because it will decide kind of the mistakes or lack of mistakes that you're making at the higher levels, of course. All right. Okay. So, if you're new, throughout the class, if you have questions, put your questions in the chat, and I will try my best to answer them as often as I can. as best I can, as clearly as I can. Okay, so let's go into the lesson here. All right, here we are. Smrt live class. All right. Yeah, lots of people in here. Cool. Good to see. All right, so today I thought we're looking at Unit 10 in Smrt 120. 120 is the intermediate level, as I said, but we are close to the end of it. And we're going to look at some writing. Okay, we're going to do part of the writing lesson from Unit 10 today, writing 10.1. Okay, writing skills. Although some of what we're doing today, obviously you can use in speech, of course. Okay. You're asking, why did I stop teaching the advanced level? Yeah, it's a kind of a long story, Rabbi. Maybe I will again someday, right? But we still have the memories, right? Oh, and the videos as well. Okay. So, writing lesson today. Today we're going to be focusing on one question. Okay? One question. The question is, why? Why? So many questions in life stem from this one word, why, right? Why? So many questions. Life's great questions. Why is the sky blue? Okay? You can discuss that in the chat if you want. Why is the sky blue? Why are we attracted to certain people? Why do we find some people beautiful or more beautiful than others? What makes us attracted to people? Why do we fall in love? Why do we watch scary movies? Why do we enjoy? Why do you get married? Yeah. Why is the sky blue? Why do we enjoy watching horrifying movies? Things that in real life would be the worst thing, but we enjoy watching these things on a Saturday night or on a Monday on Netflix. Okay, why do we enjoy being scared? Right. And of course, why do we continue to make the same terrible mistakes again and again and again and again? Right? Why do we continue these patterns of behavior when we know what we're doing is wrong? All right, and that's for language, obviously, or just for life. Why do we continue to make the same mistakes? And maybe the most important question is, why? Why is Shaun asking me these questions? Right? All right, we're getting hello from Vietnam. Hello. Why are we alive, Rosa says. Why are we here? Right? What's the meaning? The sky is blue because of the reflection of the sun's rays. That's right, French Leo. I believe blue waves of light reflecting off the dust particles in the atmosphere. Something like that. But to be honest, really the reason for the lesson is not to discuss the great secrets of life, right? You obviously you can talk about it in the chat if you want to discuss why we are attracted to certain people, right? Why Rosa is amazing. Okay. So the question why, where I'm asking the question why, because today in the writing section of Unit 10, right, they want to focus on cause and effect relationships, okay? Oftentimes on a test, on an essay assignment, on some kind of writing assignment, the question is based on why, right? The question is, explain this. Tell me why this happens, okay? And this is what we call cause and effect, looking at the reasons for things. You're saying we're attracted because of pheromones? French Leo, I don't know about that, right? What about a picture, right? You can be attracted to somebody on a TV screen. There are no pheromones there. All right, easy. That would be an easy answer. Muhammad is saying, why am I teaching you? Because it gives my life purpose. Well, no, my life has purpose. It gives me a reason to get out of bed on a Friday morning. How about that? Okay. So, cause and effect, looking at the reasons. Why am I wearing a blue shirt today? Yeah, well, especially because of how blue my skin looks, I probably should have worn something else, maybe yellow, perhaps. Okay. All right, so before we get into cause and effect, when it comes to writing in any language, but obviously we're focusing on English, on a writing assignment, on a test for homework, whether it's a paragraph or an essay or whatever it is that you're doing, okay, you have to keep in mind the word cohesion. Cohesion is a very important word for writing, okay? And cohesion means kind of togetherness or unity. What we're talking about with cohesion, it means that all of the sentences and the ideas and the paragraphs in your writing connect with one another, right? Each sentence leads into the next sentence. Each paragraph connects with the next paragraph in a clear way to help the reader follow your thoughts, follow your argument or your ideas, right? You want the sentences to be connected, clearly connected, right? In order to make your ideas easy to understand and to follow. All right? And is it Fuang? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, but Fuang is saying you saw this on IELTS. And that's right. Cohesion is one of the things. If you're writing an IELTS exam, the writing section of the IELTS exam, part of your mark, is based on cohesion. And that, again, means that your sentences and your ideas are connected and they flow together in a clear way. All right? So what we're doing today, Ilyas is saying hi. We're going to look at really the most basic form of cohesion, okay? And some of this stuff is going to be easy. It's going to be basic. But I want to look at specific differences and mistakes that we sometimes make when we are connecting our sentences. So again, coherence. Oh, you're asking, Sushi's asking, what is coherence? Coherence really just means that you're writing, that your sentences make sense, okay? So if I say, blue shirt, purple monkey, dishwasher, sandpaper, coffee time, that doesn't make any sense. So that's not coherent, all right? Sushil Kumar, that's a good question because cohesion and coherence are oftentimes linked together. Linked together. What a perfect segue, because today we're going to be talking about linking words or transitions, right? Going from one sentence to the next, from one clause to the next, from one paragraph to the next. These words that we use to link or to connect our ideas to make it easier to follow. Okay, this is the writing lesson for today. Linking words. Now, linking words is only one way to make your writing cohesive, right? But it's a good place to start. It's a good place to start, right? So again, linking words, you might know them as transitions. And transition just kind of means that bridge, right? From one sentence to the next, right? From one idea to the next. Thrushara is saying fanboys, question mark? Exactly, fanboys, right? But we're going to get specific today to the type of linking words we are focusing on. So when I say linking words, I'm saying things like conjunctions. If you don't know what a conjunction is, don't worry about it. We'll tell you in a minute, okay? Conjunctions, adverbs can be linking words. Phrases, excuse me, phrases can be linking words. Now you're saying relative clauses. Relative clauses aren't really linking words, not really, but relative clauses can be used for cohesion, absolutely. Now French Leo, yeah, is asking linking words like fanboys, even though, though, fanboys, all of these are linking devices, right? They connect our ideas. These are transitions. So they're all in the same big happy family, but they're all cousins and distant cousins. Okay? All right. Furthermore, people are saying. You guys are just tossing out linking words. This is good. All right. Connectors, Sushil's saying. Connectors, sure, right. Connect, link, it's all the same. So all of these linking words, connectors, as Sushil Kumar just said, linking words help show how, that's weird, help how the connection, oh, there's a missing S there. Help show the connection. That was the mistake of the week. Yeah? Let me pop out of here. Look, there we go. Good. Help show the connection between thoughts and ideas. Now, Bilal is asking, what's fanboys? Somebody in the chat can say that. Even Madiha, I think, has fanboys above there, those 7 conjunctions. Now, we're not going to be talking about all of fanboys today because we're going to be specific. Now, linking words, connectors, transitions, fanboys, adverbs, whatever they are, can be used, obviously, for different reasons, right? We use linking verbs, or linking words, rather, to show similarities and differences when we're comparing two things, to show concession and contrast, right? Saying, yes, this is good, but this, right? This is concession contrast. To add extra information, right? We say furthermore. Somebody said furthermore in the chat. This is a linking word, giving extra information. Time sequence, right? To show the order, the process of something. First, next, then, right? These are linking words. JB, Abdul, what's your question? Put it in there again. I didn't see it. Okay. Time sequence is order, condition, which we've talked about in this class, and then of course cause and effect. Right? Cause and effect. Kataya is asking if I'm sick. Yeah, I'm a little sick. When you've got kids, when you've got beautiful, cute little kids, your household is a constant cycle of sickness. Okay? One person is sick all the time, and everybody gets a turn. And right now it's my turn. Yeah. All right, but I'll drink some lemon tea when I'm done. Don't worry. All right, so all of these different uses for linking words, different relationships between ideas. Today, we're looking at cause and effect linking words, right? So as I said, we're looking at the reasons for something, why something happens. We're looking at the results, and we're looking at the words that connect the two ideas. Okay? Now again, some of it's going to be basic, and then we'll get a little bit harder as we go. All right, so cause and effect, right? Showing how each idea or action is connected to the next in a chain, showing that connection, right? This is what we're talking about. So let's start with effect, right? We have specific linking words or connectors that we use before introducing the result or the effect of something, okay? And Annie Walker's saying, yeah, because, right? We're going to get to because. That's good. Good. Yeah, you guys are ahead of me here. This is nice. So when you're introducing the effect, okay, there are different words you would use depending on the sentence structure you are writing. If you're writing a compound sentence, meaning two independent clauses together in one sentence, right, which we've talked about before in other classes, yeah, if you're doing that, the most basic word that you can use to show the effect or the result of something in a compound sentence is this magical little word so, which is obviously, this is the S in fanboys, right? That S at the end. So is a conjunction. And so you use to connect two independent clauses, two complete ideas with subjects and verbs. Amanda says, I watch your class because I can interact on the chat. That's a good cause and effect sentence right there. Good, good, good. Now you guys are getting fancy on me saying things like lead to and hence. Yeah, good for you. Slane's is saying and. Yeah, I mean and is one of the fanboys, and sometimes is used in that kind of cause and effect connection. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so now for so, we use so to show that cause and effect, right? So there were delays at the airport, so we had to travel by train, right? This is giving the reason and then the result. So comes before the result or the effect, right? Now the reason we're looking at all the different ways to do it is that sometimes students mix them all up and use them in the wrong way or with the wrong structure. Okay, you're late, don't worry about it. You can be late, you can come whenever you want. All right, the only person who can't be late is me. Everybody else can come and go. Right? So you'll notice that in my sentence I put this comma before so, because if you're following the strict rules of English punctuation, the rule is in a compound sentence, if you've got two subjects and two verbs, and they are independent, then you should be putting a comma here. Okay? But that's the first one. That's the basic one. I'm going to be showing you lots of stuff, and then you guys can get to work. Okay? So there were delays at the airport, so we had to travel by train. Just keep in mind that so should always be in the middle of that sentence, the bridge between two ideas. Don't start a sentence with so. Okay? You really shouldn't be starting a sentence with so in this context, okay, with this meaning. So Chari says, I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat after class. That's a perfect example. Good. I watch you regularly, so I can be good at English. Yeah, right. Good. So when it comes to linking simple sentences together or linking compound sentences together, and again, compound means two independent clauses, right? Two independent clauses. There are other words we can use. There are adverbs that we can use instead of so. And remember, when it comes to writing, I always tell my students this. You want to show your range of vocabulary, your range of structures, right? So you don't just want to be so all the time. You don't want your writing to be so-so. Haha. Right? That's terrible, sorry. All right, so there are other words that you can use instead of so, and some of you are putting them in the chat. Okay, so words like therefore, you got it? Consequently, and as a result. So therefore, as a result, and consequently are adverbs that work as transition words, linking devices. Okay? Abdul, what's your question? If the question, Abdul, is related to the lesson today, then we'll answer it, and you can put it back in the chat. Okay? Yeah, I'm a little busy. Put it back in the chat, and I'll see if it's connected to today's lesson. Then we'll answer it. Okay? If not, maybe if I have time after the lesson. Okay. So two independent clauses together, you can use therefore, as a result, consequently. These are adverbs, a little bit different from so, which is a conjunction. For example, you can say this, right? The difference between so and therefore is that therefore can start the sentence. You can say there were delays at the airport, period, right? Stop the sentence, start a new sentence. Therefore, with the comma, we had to travel by train. Now the meaning is the same, so and therefore, but the punctuation is a little bit different. Right, Rosa's, again, a step ahead of me there, right? Okay, so in this case, I've got two simple sentences, two complete sentences that I'm linking together using that adverb at the beginning. But as Rosa said in the chat, you can also make a compound sentence here if you want to. And some of you you know this already. I can see you putting it in the chat. That period there, you could change it to a semicolon. And you can make that T lowercase, right? And now you've got one sentence. There were delays at the airport, semicolon. Therefore, we had to travel by train. And that's basically the difference, right, between therefore and so. The punctuation that you would use before or after. French Leo saying, can we use in addition instead of therefore? No, because therefore is showing, good question, French Leo. I mean, therefore is showing that cause and effect relationship. In addition is showing, well, additional information. You're adding a point to what you had said previously, right? You could say something like, there were delays at the airport. In addition, the trains were canceled, right? So now you're saying two negative things together. All right, so there's therefore, and of course you could use as a result, and you can use consequently. Any of these three adverbs can work in this structure. Okay, there were delays, consequently, we had to travel by train. Okay. Yeah, and again, some of you guys are way ahead of me here. Good for you. Okay. Yeah, right. And Rose is saying linking words are important if you don't want to be boring with your writing. Yeah, right. I mean, you want to show a variety, right? Good. Okay, now, yeah, my other point was that these two sentences are exactly the same in meaning, right? One sentence or two sentences, whether it's semicolon, therefore, or period, therefore, it's exactly the same. Okay? Exactly the same in meaning. Now, I would say the difference in usage between these, in terms of register, which is, this is an important thing for students to keep in mind as well, right? Is what we call register, which means how formal your language is, formal or informal, or kind of that neutral use of language, right? So of these four words, so is more conversational, is less formal than these three, right? If you're speaking, if you're in conversation, words like consequently or as a result don't usually get used as often as so, right? If you're talking to your friends, you're not going to use a therefore as much. You might to make a point or something to sound fancy, okay? But basically, so is more conversational. And through Shara, yeah, those clauses can all be in the same sentence, absolutely. Yeah, good. Okay, so let's talk about cause and effect, or cause rather, reason and cause, and the words that we use to introduce the cause of something rather than the effect. And then I'm going to get you guys to do some work for me. So in a complex sentence, right, in a complex sentence, which means you've got one independent clause, right, one main clause, and again, we've talked about this in classes before, and you've got one or more dependent clauses, right, a clause that is incomplete on its own, there are conjunctions that we use to show cause. And again, some of you are ahead of me here, and some of you are jumping ahead to the verbs, things like stem from and lead to. That's really good. That's a little bit of a higher level vocabulary, I would say, things like stem from. What we're looking at today is because, as most of you know, but also since and as. Because, since, as. These three words can be used to introduce the cause for something. In a moment, I might turn off the microphone because I have a feeling that I'm going to sneeze. And I don't want to sneeze right into your ear. But we'll see. I feel it. I feel it coming. All right? Going to be a big one. All right. Because, since, and as. All right? These are the words that we can use to show cause. So let's look at an easy one, and then we'll get a little bit more complex here, guys. Okay? So traffic is heavy because there was an accident on the highway. Now again, you've got your independent clause here. Let me make it all red so you can follow. You've got your independent clause, and then you've got your dependent clause over here. Yeah, you guys want me to sneeze? Yeah? All right, I will. All right, traffic is heavy because there was an accident on the highway. We're going to come back to this. Here's another example. Since he had to go to Rome for work anyway, he decided to take a couple extra days to see the sights. Yeah, you're going to Rome, you might as well go see the Colosseum, right? So in this case, since is your cause and effect word. All right. And of course, because these are complex sentences, as you noticed, the conjunction can come at the beginning or in the middle of the sentence, depending on the order that you want. Okay? Now notice that if you begin with since, you need that comma there, though, right? And again, we've talked about this with complex sentences before. All right, so see what I've done here. I've said he decided to take a couple extra days to see the sights since he had to go to Rome for work anyway. Okay? And yeah, you guys are giving me some good examples here. The game was canceled because it was raining. Madiha, perfect. Now, be careful with that one, French Leo. This is a good example of something to be careful of, which is what we call kind of the kind of cyclical reasoning or something. When you say Shaun is sick because he caught the flu, but those aren't really cause and effect, right? Shaun is sick because he caught the flu, right? Now let's go into this. This is good. They're saying Shaun is sick. I'm going to pick on you, French Leo, because this is a mistake that students often make in their writing. Now this is kind of circular logic here, right? Shaun is sick because he caught the flu. Because in this case, sick and flu are basically the same, right? So Shaun is sick because he is sick, is what you're saying there, right? Or Shaun has the flu because he is sick. It's this kind of the same thing, right? If you say, for example, if you say this music is popular because many people like it, right? This music is popular because many people like it. This is circular logic, right? Because popular means many people like it. So it's kind of the same thing. So Shaun is sick because he has young children with dirty little hands. That's why Shaun is sick, because he's got young children with dirty little hands. Okay? And the music is popular because it is simple, or it is catchy. The music is popular because it's catchy. It gets stuck in there, right? So you want to be careful of that when you're using this circular logic. Right? He was late because he missed the bus. He missed the bus because he was late. Okay, well either yeah. Those could both be the cause and the effect, absolutely. All right. And yeah, I do have a redheaded son. All right, let's go back into here. All right, I haven't really made you guys do much work yet. I'm getting there. Okay, so make sure that in these complex sentences with since, as, and because, you can flip the order around. Maybe Shaun is coughing because he has the flu. Hang on a second. There we go. That's nice. Okay, so here's my tip. When it comes to because, since, and as, there is one kind of area where you have to be careful. Now, for the most part, in most daily, everyday usage, these words have the same meaning, okay? But there is one area where you have to be careful. When you're asking a question, looking for the reason for something, you can use because, right? But you can't really use as or since, okay? When I'm asking you a question about why, you can use the word because, but it sounds strange to use as and since. Now, let me show you. Oh, Zach's here. Yeah? Everybody's welcome, even Zach. Okay. So did she miss the meeting because she was sick is the question here, right? So you're asking for the reason. You're asking about the reason in the sentence. You're saying because. You're saying, did she miss the meeting because she was sick? And that's fine. If you said, did she miss the meeting as she was sick? No. Did she miss the meeting since she was sick? Sounds strange, okay? Really, because is the only one that works there. Abdul is asking, how do I gather the energy even when I'm sick? I just give it all I've got for 1 hour, and then I cry for the rest of the day. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, so be careful of that. Now, one more thing before I give you guys some work to do. Yeah, you don't think she's sick? Let me see here. Well, maybe she's crying because she's sick. Is she crying because she's sick? All right, so phrases. We have certain phrases that we use to show cause and effect. And again, with these, the structure is a little bit different, and sometimes students make mistakes with these phrases. Okay, so when we're talking about the cause or the reason for something, we can use these. We can say because of, as a result of, or due to. Right? And some of you guys put owing to. Owing to could fit into this category as well. Owing to, because of, as a result of, and due to are showing that cause and effect relationship. These are linking words. This is cohesion. This is everything that we're talking about today, right? Please take medicine. There's really not much you can take for medicine for a cold. You just have to take it, right? Okay, so let's look at an example. Because of delays at the airport, we had to travel by train. Now, before I said because there were delays at the airport, right? Now, Bharat is saying, did she miss the meeting because of sick? Now, that is incorrect. That's a really good question, and that's great, because this is what we're talking about now. Because of delays. Delays is a noun. It's a thing, okay? So these phrases, because of, due to, owing to, as a result of, have to be followed by a noun and not an adjective or a clause or something like that. So Bharat's question, because of sick, well, sick is an adjective, right? So you'd say because of sickness, maybe, all right, or because of illness, and then you've got a noun. So that's a great question. Perfect. So this is what I'm talking about. When we say because, we follow it with a subject and a verb, right? Because she was sick. Yeah? With because of, we follow it with a noun. No verbs, right? Because of sickness, because of illness, because of delays. Amanda's sentence, as a result of a big pool party last night, Teacher Shaun caught a cold. Now I wish it was that exciting. I wish I had had a crazy party last night, pool party, and caught a cold, but that's just not the case. But good sentence, Amanda. Thanks for that. All right, so, oh no, another mistake there. Look at that. Let me get rid of that. Let me get back in here. Okay, so traffic is heavy because there was an accident on the highway. All right, now you're using because here. You're following because with a clause, right, with a subject and a verb. An accident was. Okay. Now one more example of how to switch it around. Right, you've got the subject and the verb there. If you take that away and you say traffic is heavy because of an accident on the highway. Now you've got just the noun. Okay? There. All right. Now, one thing I'll show you here before, or actually maybe not. Maybe I'll get you guys to do a little bit of work for me first. Yeah. I'm going to make you guys do some work, and then I'll maybe show you a couple other things. So just to be clear, we're going to do the simple part first. Okay? I'm going to go full screen on this, just so that we know that we're clear on the different kind of grammar rules of where to put these linking words. Can they go in the middle of a sentence after a comma? Can they go at the beginning of a sentence? Can they go in the middle of a sentence without a comma? Right? What I want you guys to do is take the 5 linking words at the top, because of, so, because, since, and therefore, and I would like you to put them into a sentence. Now, it might be possible to give more than one answer. Now, Ilias is saying, how about when we used because of in the middle of the clause? Yeah, because of can go at the beginning, or it can go in the middle of a sentence. Ilias, good question. Rosa says, because of my broken leg, I can't go jogging. Well, I hope that's not true. All right, so I'm going to put the monkey music on for about 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to go over the answers to this. Just pick a word and put it in the proper spot. Okay? All right, I'm disappearing here, guys. Go for it. All right, lots of good stuff coming in. Rosa Cassier saying, absolutely true. I wonder what is true. I wonder what sentence you're talking about. All right, so wow, so much stuff in the chat. Good stuff, good stuff. The first one, A, Interesting. Now this is great. You know what's great, guys, and not just because I'm mean, but I'm seeing mistakes. Okay, I'm seeing some wrong choices here, and that's good because that means we can talk about it. Okay, so I noticed that some people are saying put so here, right? The roads were covered in ice, so cars were sliding off the roads. But just remember, and here I am wagging my finger at you again, right? That you can't start a sentence with so like this. If you've got the period there, then you really don't want so to be that first word, that linking word, okay? Grammatically, if you want to follow the strict rules of punctuation, that really shouldn't be the case. Now, I see Milena got it, Rosa got it, good for you. Radwan said, therefore. Now, one thing that nobody put that I can see, not many people, did anyone put it after? Now, it was a bit of a trick in there to see if you caught it, but just make sure that you're putting the comma after therefore, right? Therefore, cars were sliding off the road. Now, French Leo, I saw you asked a question about an article, the disappearing, but I don't know exactly what you were asking about. So if you want to put that question back, if it's about one of the sentences here, I'll try to answer it. Okay? So therefore, comma, because with most of these, what we call conjunctive adverbs, like therefore, as a result, consequently, moreover, in addition, however, all of these words that adverbs that we use at the beginning of a sentence, you want a comma there, with a few exceptions. Okay, so B, there was a fire in the kitchen. The restaurant had to close for several days. Now some people put therefore in there. Now, because of the sentence, the way I wrote it, you can't say therefore, because therefore cannot follow a comma, right? Remember, only those 7 fanboys conjunctions, right? And, but, or, yet, for, so, nor. Good, I can remember them all. They can come after a comma when you're making a compound sentence. Natalie White Plume is making 2 sad faces. Why? Why are you so sad? It's Friday. Maybe Friday night, wherever you are. I'm not sure where you are. Yeah, be happy. Okay. All right, now, again, take that out of there. It can't be therefore. Now, some people put since in there. Now, you just have to think, now you have to think about the logic. What is the reason and what is the result, right? What is the cause? What is the effect? Now, remember that since should be coming before the cause. The restaurant had to close is not why there was a fire, right? You've got to flip your logic. Why was the restaurant closed? Remember that first question we asked at the beginning of class, why, right? Why was the restaurant closed? Because there was a fire, okay? So you can't use since there. Now this was a little bit of a clue here, this comma. And I think a lot of people got it. Let me go through here. Zainab, you got it. Good for you. Victor, oh, maybe A, B, so, and therefore. Okay, almost, Victor. Okay, so you got so there, but not therefore. Can't be therefore. Has to be so. Right? There was a fire in the kitchen. So the restaurant had to close for several days. Now again, I know that this is the interesting thing about these linking words is they seem very simple, but then we make these little mistakes that we continue as we get higher in the higher levels. In the sentence, because of delays, why omit the? What did I omit? Where? Where's the delay? Oh, because of delays at the airport? Well, what was the original sentence? What was my original sentence? I said, no, my original sentence were delays, right? There were delays at the airport. Okay, so if that's what you mean, I don't think I took away the, because it's just delays. We're not talking about the specific delay. French Leo saying, why do we need the comma after therefore? Simply because it's an introductory conjunctive adverb. Okay? And that's basically that's the reason. Okay? All right, C. I can't go on the trip to New York. I have an exam that week. Well, that's sad. Okay. Now, graphicologo. Got it? Good for you. I think you said you're in Colombia, is that right? Good, good, good. Who else got that one? Yeah, Rosa Casillero got it too. I would say because, right? You're putting because in the middle of the sentence. There's no comma needed there. Just because, showing that relationship between the cause and effect. Good, okay. D. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no one should have to hear that. Okay, so D. The bad weather. Maybe, yeah. I'll look. You guys are you're still talking about the delays. Interesting. Okay, I'll look back in a bit and see. Maybe you were seeing things. Okay, so for D, let me find the answer for that one. Abdul Manan got it. Yeah. Now I think I saw some people said since for D, but it can't be since here. It's got to be because of the bad weather. There's your noun there, right? Weather. Now remember that when we say because of has to be followed by a noun, of course you can put as many adjectives in there as you want, okay? Because of the really bad weather, right? That's fine, but just no main verb. Elias is saying, now this is good. Good question. He's saying, why can't we use because of here? Now this is exactly what I'm saying here. I can't go to the trip in New York because of I have, right? Of is a preposition. So prepositions are followed by nouns, not clauses, not subject and verb together, okay? If you said this, if you said because of, Elias, you'd have to say, I can't go on the trip to New York because of my exam that week. Something like that, right? Because now you've got because of noun, my exam, okay? But if you're saying I have an exam, get that preposition out of there. You want that conjunction that introduces the clause with the subject and the verb, okay? I hope that makes sense. Oh yeah, some people are saying, can C be since? Yes. You can say, I can't go on the trip to New York since I have an exam that week. Yes, it can, absolutely. Good. And then E, very similar, I think, to my example sentence. And I think most of you got that one. Shishil Kumar, I think, said, since I am traveling through Lyon, French Lyon, yeah, Lyon, on my way to Paris, I've decided to stop there for a day to visit an old friend. Okay? All right, so since can work. I mean, you could put because I'm traveling through Lyon on my way. You could say that as well. How's my pronunciation, Leo? Okay, so this is good. Now, one thing I thought I would mention to you guys is due to and because of. Right? Genre of Leo. Due to. Now, it wasn't one of the options here, but obviously in D, you could put, due to the bad weather, my flight to Mexico was canceled. Annie Walker says, Shaun ignored my question, cry, 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 cry. So Annie, your question is, why can't be since? Which one? Why can't which one be since? I don't want to see you cry. Or what about as? Sushil Kumar is saying, what am I drinking? I'm just drinking coffee. Because I like it. All right, so Annie, get that. I'm not ignoring your question. I'm just trying to keep a bunch of things straight here, yeah? And Alash too. But what about as for which one, Annie? Okay. For which letter? A, B, C, D. Now Sarah's asking, what does due to mean? Okay, now put your questions back in the chat. I'm going to keep talking about due to. And then I'll come back to this. Okay? Okay, so you're saying, Annie's saying this. Okay, we'll come back to due to. Since the bad weather, my flight to Mexico is canceled. Good question. So since, when you're talking about cause and effect, the word since is a conjunction. Okay? Since, when you're talking about cause and effect, since is like because. It is a conjunction. It has to be followed by a subject and a verb. Okay? Now let me go up here for a second. Now these are good questions, guys. The word since can be a conjunction and it can be a preposition. Okay? Now I can say since I was a child, I have liked coffee. No, music. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just making stuff up here. Okay? Since I was a child, I have liked coffee. Now this since is followed by a subject and a verb. Okay? This is not talking about cause and effect. Okay? This is talking about time. Okay? Time. And now at the beginning of class, I showed all of those different uses for linking words, and we said we can use these linking words to show time sequence or order or relationships in time. Okay? Now, when you're talking about since as time, since can be used as a preposition as well. You can say, since last year, I have lived downtown, for example. Now, in this case, Annie, since can be followed by a noun. Okay? But this is when you're using since to talk about time. If you're using since to talk about the cause and effect, you can't use it as a preposition. It has to be the conjunction, right? So for the reason, you'd say, since I was tired, I went home. Okay? Since is here, followed by your subject and verb. Okay? And that's why. So if you go back to this sentence, you've got since the bad weather. Can't do that. It has to be a preposition. And we said because of the bad weather. And the same thing, by the way, the same thing goes for as. Right? You can say, as a child, I enjoyed music. Right, Alash, well, since the beginning of the exercise, you've been asking that question, but that question isn't connected to today's lesson, and that's why it didn't get answered for the full class. And the answer is both to your question, okay? You can say covered with and covered in. Yeah, just remember, guys, if you're asking questions that aren't related to the class, I'm probably not going to answer them. Otherwise, we would be here all night. Okay, so due to. One more thing I want to tell you, and then we're going to get into the mistake of the week. Okay? Now let me get this sentence here. Where was this? We said what? Because of. Where did because of go? Oh yeah, here we go. I'm going to get this sentence here. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to show you a little something. Okay. There we go. So traffic, we said traffic is heavy because of an accident on the highway. Now, in modern usage, okay, you can say due to an accident on the highway. That's how we use it. But some teachers, some people, if they're being very picky, very particular about the rules of English, will say that's not correct. Now, again, in modern usage, the way we use the word due to, it's fine. But some people will say that due to is an adjective and should not modify a clause, but should instead modify a noun. Okay, so what am I talking about here? What I mean here is, let me copy that again. I'm going to put it here. Let's look at the difference. If I say because of, so traffic is heavy because of an accident on the highway. Because of is explaining or modifying this clause, right? This clause with, there's a subject here, right? And there's a verb here. Say like that, okay? Subject, verb, because of. Now, due to traditionally is used more like an adjective. So people would say, don't say traffic is heavy due to, but say this. The heavy traffic is due to an accident on the highway. Now in this case, due to is modifying traffic as a noun and not the full clause. Okay? Now Steve Lynn's saying due to at the beginning of a sentence, and that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, and again, as I said, in modern usage, the way we use due to these days, most people don't really care. Only people that choose to get really upset about English, right? People who live in the past and say, no, it's wrong. You can't say traffic is heavy due to. The heavy is not due to. The traffic is due to, right? The traditional way is more elegant? Yeah, right. Now, and again, by those rules, they would say you can't say the heavy traffic is because of an accident. Don't say that. Traffic is heavy because of. The heavy traffic is due to. Okay? Abdul, no, I'd say it can modify a noun clause because the noun clause is functioning as the subject, right? As a noun. If it functions as the noun, that's fine. Avi's saying, why am I blue? Because class is almost over. JB87 saying, do I mean pedants? Yeah, right. If you want to be pedantic, right? And a lot of people do. A lot of people like to get all caught up in the rules of, you should say whom and not who, and you should never end a sentence with a preposition, and all of that stuff. All right. Now, actually, I had more practice for you guys to do, but we're just running out of time because you guys are asking such great questions. Now, one more thing before we get to, of course, the mistake of the week. All right. Vanya saying, hi, everyone. Hi. One more tip that I'm going to give you here, okay, is don't overuse transitions. Okay, now this is one sign of an English language learner, is the idea that every single sentence you write in a paragraph has to start or has to contain some kind of linking device like so, therefore, because of. It's not always necessary to put those linking devices. Remember at the beginning of class, I showed you guys where we talked about cohesion, right? Linking your ideas. But these connecting words, that's only one way to do it. There are lots of other ways to do it, by repeating yourself, or by using pronouns, or replacing words with other words, right? Replacement. And we can talk about that in another class. But don't think that every single sentence. I see this a lot on IELTS, in IELTS classes when students are getting ready for the IELTS exam, right? Is that they, is that they use too many transitions. I mean, for an example, what could I give you for an example? What could I say? Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen this example somewhere as a warning. So I cut down, or I cut the tree with an axe. As a result, it fell over, right? Something like I cut the tree with an axe, as a result, it fell over. I mean, you cut the tree, it falls down. There's a clear causal relationship there, right? You don't really need an adverb there, right? I mean, you could say I cut the tree with an axe and it fell down if you want, or you could just say I cut the tree down, right? I cut down the tree with an axe. You don't have to use all of these fancy connectors all the time. All right, so, of course, before you guys run away, it wouldn't be Friday morning without the mistake of the week. The mistake of the week. For anybody who is new, the mistake of the week is when I put a sentence up on the screen, okay, you have to read the sentence and find me the mistake. If you are the first person to put the mistake in the chat, if you are the first to identify the mistake, then you are the champion of the universe and the guardian of the galaxy for 1 week until next Friday, right? When we choose a new champion to reign over us for 7 long days. Okay? All right, so can you spot the mistake? Are you guys ready? I'm going to put the sentence up here. Find me the mistake. I'm going to disappear for about 5 seconds. Sushil Kumar is saying he will be the winner. Oh, not he will be the winner. Who will be the winner? I'm not sure who will be the winner. All right, here we go. You guys ready? Here it comes. So find me the mistake, and I'll be back. Go for it. All right, lots of answers coming in. Who is the champion? Now, this is a very, very, very common mistake. The thing about the mistake of the week is sometimes it's easy when somebody puts a sentence up on the screen and says, there's a mistake here, find it. But this is definitely the type of mistake that a lot of students make especially in speech, right? When you're speaking, oftentimes we make this mistake. Who's the winner? Whoa, I believe Jerry is the winner, followed by Alash and Victor. All right, so, interesting. Yeah, so some of you, lots of you got it. French Leo, you got it. Jerry got it, I think, the first time, and then you put it in again. Oh, so you corrected it, right. So the mistake in this sentence is, where is it? Explain me. Because no one could explain me how to get to the train station, I had to call a taxi, right? A very common thing that I hear. Yeah, Jerry say, woo, yay, all right. A common mistake that I hear a lot in the speech of students, especially at the intermediate level, is this explain me. No one could explain me. Well, no one can explain me. But the problem here is obviously you don't mean explain me how to, but there are a couple ways you can fix it. Okay? You say, because no one could tell me how to get to the train station, because the verb tell can be followed by the object, right? Tell me. And this actually we looked at a couple weeks ago. We said tell to me is another common mistake, right? So tell me how to get to the train station or to Sesame Street, wherever you're trying to get, okay? Or explain to me. So no one could explain to me how to get to this train station. I had to call a taxi, okay? So just be careful with explain. You don't want to follow, well, be careful when you're following explain with the object. I mean, you can follow explain with the object. I can explain a sentence to you. I can explain English to you. I can explain the answer. But you don't want to put that person there, right? Not explain me, but explain the answer to me. Okay? Rain in Tripoli said you spotted the mistake first. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, it didn't show up in my chat there, Rain in Tripoli. But I believe you. All right. Okay. So again, just as a reminder, some people are in the chat are asking me like, why are you not answering my questions? I can only answer the questions that are connected to the lesson, guys, or we would never get through the lesson. Okay. If you have random questions, put it on the Facebook group, and we'll try to answer those questions as best we can, as often as we can. Okay, guys? So let me jump out here. There we go. Okay. Time is up, sadly. Yeah, because it is time for me to go and do other things, right? And because it's time for some of you to go to sleep, right? It's late at night. Therefore, go to bed. Okay. Yeah, Zach's got the post there, the link to random questions. Jerry spotted the mistake before I even disappeared. Wow. I'm going to have to get harder mistakes there. Rod1 is saying, why do you say beat me and not beat on me? Well, I mean, you could do both, I guess, depending on the situation. All right. Anyway, it's always a blast to come in here and teach you guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. And thanks for the questions. Even if I couldn't get to the questions, I like all the interaction. I like you guys sending me questions, okay? So thank you for being here. I mean, you guys are thanking me, but remember that, yeah, you are the class, okay? So you make it more than just one guy talking to himself in a room. Blue. All right? So we'll see you here next Friday. Same time, same place, which is anywhere you are, right? Everywhere is the place. 9 o'clock Vancouver time. Coming to you live from, as I said, the Canadian College of English Language is where I am in downtown Vancouver. So wherever you are, whenever you are, whoever you are, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you have a good weekend, have a good week, and keep practicing your English, keep connecting your sentences, and keep telling your friends about this class that I've got going on. And I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to drink some tea and wrap myself up in a blanket. And I'll see you guys here next time. Okay, guys? So let me pop down here again, and I'm out of here. See ya. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel. Also, if you want the full experience of being a student in a Smrt Live class with things like homework and teacher feedback, follow the link and become a premium subscriber. Also, if you want to see more videos from this class, check out our playlist.